consider it an immense privilege to work for this community at KW Counselling. The agency offers a huge diversity of programs.
We work with kids as young as 4 years old, in some cases even younger, all the way up to senior citizens.
There's an expectation at KW Counselling that we engage in activities that kind of push the boundaries, that think fresh and think new. We do counseling, so one-on-one here in the clinic setting with individuals, couples, and families. We do a lot of outreach into the community. We go out to the schools and offer group programs for kids. We often are asked to do a lot of parent education as well, where we'll be in any part of the community centers, in the schools, here in the agency, delivering parenting courses.
There is a myth out there that counseling is only for people who are in really desperate straits, or that it's for people who just can't handle life on their own. But that's not true. Counseling is actually something that's available for everyone. All of us at some point in our lives are going to meet things that we don't feel equal to, that things that we just find too difficult. And that's what counseling is there for. It's actually a sign of strength to be able to say, you know what, this situation is just a little beyond me, and that's what we're here for. That's the time to give us a call.
One of the things that we're well known for here in the community and even beyond the community is our walk-in counseling clinic. We started the walk-in counseling clinic because we had over 1,000 people waiting for service who weren't able to get the help they needed when they needed it. So we decided we'd take a big risk, and we opened the doors a day a week for anybody who wanted an appointment.
When people are in crisis, it's good to know that there's somewhere they can go when they're still feeling like they're in crisis and have that need met right away.
And the beauty of it is they show up with whatever is burdening them, whatever family issue or relationship issue, or it may be an emotional or behavioral or mental health issue, and they walk away with a plan.
I think people, the clients who come through are often surprised at how effective a single session can be. We use a model called solution-focused therapy, and people are surprised to learn just how many resources they have at their disposal, just how much they're already doing that's moving them in the right direction, just how much there are other resources out there that they can call on and make use of to resolve the situation that they're finding themselves in.
So we've looked at both the clinical effectiveness and the cost effectiveness of walk-in. The economics department at the University of Waterloo helped us take a look at whether walk-in was cost effective and how much money it was saving our community. And what we see is that people who are coming to walk-in would have otherwise gone to the very oversubscribed and expensive emergency department.
Oftentimes people will visit emergency rooms because they're in psychological distress, and this provides people an alternative where they can come in and see a counselor the same day and get a long single session to help them get on the way to dealing with the problem.
We also see that people who come to walk-in a month, 4 months after they've been to walk-in, are losing less time from work. So whatever we're doing here is making a really significant difference in their life.
That's the part that can seem like magic. When you see people come in and they're discouraged and they go out and they've got hope again, they've got a sense of direction, that's the part that's just really gratifying to see. It really is. So, yeah.
Innovation is a cornerstone value at KW Counselling. A program that we have created here is a program called STEAM.
STEAM is a prevention and early intervention program that we've been doing here at KW Counselling for over the last 12 years.
We saw that kids in the schools were really struggling with managing their emotions and their behavior.
1 in 5 children in our community have social or emotional needs that need to be addressed.
When students are referred to STEAM, they come with a wide range of issues. Some of them are experiencing separation and divorce. Some of them have really high anxiety. They're not even speaking, they're just nodding in their classroom. Some don't have friends. Others are going through other life transitions that are very difficult to talk about. So as they go through the process, for example, the small group is for 12 weeks, they're They're learning these skills to identify their emotions, that it's okay to talk about your feelings. It's okay to have angry feelings. It's what we do with it that counts. And so once they're able to name it and have some strategies to deal with it, and then to use those strategies and practice those strategies right in the group with their peers and walk through the process of, ooh, what did I do there? Thumbs up or thumbs down. I could have done that better, and gain the confidence that in other life experiences with their peers, they can do things differently, really builds their confidence and helps them blossom.
Again, it was important to us that we weren't just offering this program, but that we were demonstrating that it was effective.
So the evidence-based programming that has been developed in STEAM is based on best practices in North America and an expert evidence based on journal publications. And from that information, we've compiled that into the STEAM program that is a multi-component program that works together with the families, with communities, and is placed directly in the schools.
And what's really exciting about this program is that when you see a student go from the beginning and then through the 12 weeks and the skills and the knowledge that they're acquiring, it's just so exciting to see how they blossom, to hear from the parents how excited they are that for the first time their child has been invited to a birthday party because they have new friends, and to hear the teachers talk about, you know what, academically they're blossoming because they're fitting in their classroom.
The outcomes for STEAM have been found to be substantial in that we found there has been a 65% decline in schoolyard infractions. And by schoolyard infractions, I mean things like bullying, hitting, harassment, from the beginning of the year to the end of the school year for those STEAM students. We also found that these findings continued over the next 2 years when we followed those students, which was very exciting to see. One of the other findings that came out of the research was that students' academic competence increased. Students were more engaged in the school process. They enjoyed coming to school, and also a surprising finding was that parents became more engaged in schools. They were attending more activities. They were helping out in classrooms and on school trips. Those were positive findings and anecdotal stories that we heard from our participants.
One story that I can think of in particular that really melted all of our hearts was a young boy who had been homeschooled until grade 6. When he came into school, he was socially behind, and school is not just about academics, it's about fitting in with your peers. And so he really didn't have any friends, and he was very anxious. And so he came into the STEAM program, and he learned how to name his emotions. He became more aware of kind of his body and how he would have clenched teeth when he was angry. And as he learned the internal skills, he then was able to apply that with his friends, or with his peers, because at that point he still was trying to just make a friend. How do you make a friend? How do we keep a friend? These are lifelong skills that we need even with our colleagues later in life. And so he was really focusing and paying attention so that throughout the program, once he learned how to make a friend, how to keep a friend, and also how to apologize when he had done something wrong, he was less passive and less like a mouse, and he kind of blossomed and came into himself, and his entire school then nominated him as the school president. And to see that leadership develop in a student and to see them blossom was just outstanding for everyone involved.
The need in Waterloo region is overwhelming. With STEAM, for example, we have schools that are lined up asking for STEAM.
If we got more funding, we'd be able to use that to reach more kids through the STEAM program. There's also the potential for the walk-in program to be taken to other locations as well.
We have such high numbers of people coming for service. We so much would like to be able to extend the help that we offer to this community. There truly isn't a community in the province that is as engaged and committed to the work of a counseling agency as this community is. We are continually inspired and touched by the generosity of our community. Over and over again, we see individuals and corporations, we see people who give of their time and energy to the organization, and it makes a profound difference. It just makes it a better place to live.